Shemai GTA chums, this is the Buffalo EVX. It's one of the best looking cars in the latest DLC, and it's on discount this week for the very first time, only 20% off though. So what's the fatal flaw with it that I was talking about before? Well, hopefully that's kind of been fixed, because when it had a few explosives go off, you couldn't drive it. However, I'm not 100% certain it has been fixed, because sometimes when I go in the building and come back out again, the whole thing is not working. So let's just see if that's the case here. But it's 1.7 million, so it may well be worth it for you for a great looking car. It is of course Imani-tech, as you can tell from the amount of damage it just took. 5 sticky bombs is not to be sniffed at. So let's just see if this is still working. Okay, there it is. So we go in and out of the building. You see I'm pressing the accelerator and it's not working. So that problem that was a fatal flaw only seems to happen if you go into a building and then out of it after putting the explosives on. So we can probably live with that. It's the only Imani-tech vehicle where I've ever been destroyed without actually asking for it, if that makes sense. As in, if I've not wanted to be destroyed in Imani-tech, people don't destroy me. So it may be a better Imani-tech now, but where'd you purchase it from? Well, if we just go to Legendary Motorsport, you can see it here for 1.71 million. However, I would still say the Penard Carouse, the Renault 5, is still by far the better choice, especially because of that dodgy problem we have with the engine getting disabled, which may still be a thing. I don't know if it. I mean, if you don't go into a building and back out of it, then maybe it works. Anyway, it's a great looking car. It's certainly worth considering as it's on discount, but 20% discount, I mean, it's not enough really to tempt me if I was going to say just get the Penalt Cruise. So we're not going to show you the Imani-tech stuff that's already been put on it. I've got a missile lock-on jammer. Wide arches, just putting the bolts on the arches there. But let's see let's start off with the liveries to see what we can do with this thing. So we've got the white stripe, the black stripe. We've got some race liveries. The Raga Rum is quite nice. I think we could live with the Raga Rum. That certainly goes with the blue, but we want to forget the blue because we're not going to put that on. I think I'm just going to go with the black stripe. I think we're going to work off the respray. So primary colour, we're going to go with a metallic paint. I'm feeling something red. I mean, grey looked great. I've had this in grey before, so for me, I'm just going to put some kind of red that goes with those stripes. A Torino red would work, I suppose. We could have a white secondary with it. What about candy red? Does that work? Candy red works as well. We're going to go with candy. Secondary colour. Matte white, I think. Oh, matte white is down here for some reason. There we go. Nice. Okay. Trim colour. Just look at the outside view. Let's just see what it's colouring up. Yep. Let's look at the outside view to see how that affects it. But I think it's going to be black or white. Or maybe like a grey. Somewhere in between. So that dark steel, actually we've already got the dark steel. I'm going to stick with that, I think. There we go, good. Crew emblem goes. It doesn't go on the door. Where the hell does the crew emblem go? Well, it goes somewhere, just don't know where. Weird. Right, let's go back and start the bodywork. Got those wide arches. I'm not tempted by the bolt-ons. We've got all the upgrades to the maximum, by the way. In case you wondered, secondary winged splitter. I like that. I think it goes with the overall theme, but can we go for something a bit smaller? Maybe a more aesthetically pleasing, perhaps? Less aggressive. There we go. Rear bumpers. Have we got a secondary on that? No is the answer. I'm going to leave it as it is. I think stock looks great as well. You don't need to change stock. Actually, do we want to get rid of that altogether? Yeah, let's get rid of it. Go with stock. Bonnet. I mean, you can get rid of this, but this is really what the whole car is about. I think having that kind of air column coming up through the center like that, and this is just to reflect the old Dodge Charger. So, I mean, it's a nod to the old car, basically. And you also have these vents in the door thing as well, which you can't see because I've put the Imani-tech armor on it. A bit of building work going on for some reason. Louvres. Didn't put louvers on the original. I didn't feel like it suited it, but thinking maybe it kind of goes with the original. So maybe if we go for these modern looking louvers and body coloured, of course. Mirrors. I think stock mirrors are great. We can put. Have we got the stupid ones? No, we've not. Stock mirrors. Yeah, those are the best ones. Plate. We got muscle plate. All good. Roll cage. We don't really need a roll cage for this car. I don't think it's that kind of car, but you can do it. I think it's fine if you want to go for that. Just not really my kind of thing there. Roof. So we've got the stock roof, gives us that ridge line on it. Just see if there's anything else. Secondaries, no. I think stock is probably the way to go. We've got a huge vent in the middle and all sorts of stuff you can put on there. I just feel that stock works best. Skirts, we've got the secondary wing. Something a bit quieter perhaps. Secondary extended, I think we'll do it. Yeah, that's the one, a bit quieter, just about right. Spoiler, I put the classic wing on because I think it looks great. I was going to put I thought this kind of car would really suit a ducktail or something, or a zero. It gives you more traction though, so we're going to go with a ducktail. Oh, that's a bit crazy. I'm always up for a bit of crazy, so the cutout ducktail, why not? Just go. I mean, it's a bit more aggressive than what I want for this build, but I like it. Suspension, you need to go competition for the performance. And the wheels, these are the original rims, so I've coloured them in black using the trick. If you want to see that trick, I'll probably search for it on my channel. Tyre enhancements, bulletproof, tyre smoke, orange. I suppose it needs to be red. Expensive, I know. And windows, I'd recommend. Actually, you don't need to limo them out. You could limo them out. Should we do that? Yeah, let's limo them out. We can do that. Why not? Let's go. So let's talk a bit about just standard driving performance, and it's still a very good car. I've not had it in free mode enough to test it to see if I get blowed up, but I just prefer the Le Cruise. But it is a great looking car. I will drive it a bit more now. I think it's a bit safer because they've certainly fixed something on it. Because before you'd hit it with either 1 or 2 RPGs, normally 2 guaranteed, and it will disable the engine. Then you're going to get destroyed. Also, that was 2. I think it's 2 RPGs if you've got a person in it, because if you've got somebody outside of it, if you've not got a person in the passenger seat, driving seat, it takes half the amount of missiles. So it's probably 2 RPGs with a person in. Anyway, that was a fatal flaw that I talked about in the other video. Still an issue, I think, but I still wouldn't discount it. But if you like the look of this car, it's a great looking car, and if you can suffer the lack of sound from an EVX, an electric car, it drives nicely. It does. It grips the corners pretty decent for an all-wheel drive car, electric. I know a lot of them, because of the amount of power they're putting down, they tend to wheel spin. I really don't know if that happens in a real electric. I'll have to tell my chum, Peter, who will be able to let me know if that's a thing, but I don't remember him doing it. He tried to scare me in it once. It didn't scare me at all. I don't remember the wheels spinning immensely like you get in this. I don't think he put it into the corner super hard, so certainly not. It was in a straight line, in a safe environment as well. I know some idiots who drive these things, but it's such a great looking car. I do like driving it, and now that I think that problem is semi-fixed, I'll drive it a bit more because you've got to drive something different. And out of the cars in this DLC, it is one of the best. Oh, what am I doing? It is one of the best if you ignore that flaw with it, because it's I don't know, it just drives nicely and it looks great if you ignore the electric engine sound. Come on, mate, grow up. So decent enough customization, nice looking car, and if you like the look of it. Some people complain about the vents, the kind of cutouts on the side on the doors that relate to the 70s Charger or Challenger. Sorry, I get those two mixed up. I really can't tell the difference to see the names, honestly. And because I don't grow up in America, I remember the car from the Dukes of Hazzard. It's a classic. And the Dukes is one of the best. If you want a car that looks like the original, the Dukes is the one to go for, 62 grand, if you can still buy it. Or the Beta Dukes is far better actually because of the customization for. I mean, it's super cheap. Is it less than 500 grand or something? This car though, it's nice. It's nice. But if you take into account the flaw with it, then it is at the bottom end of the scale with regards to cars on this DLC, if that is still a big issue. So, but as a driver, good car, 1.7 million. I'd say it makes no difference that to the overall cost of it. If you didn't like the cost of it originally, you're not going to like it now. So I'd still wait for a more significant discount if you're just looking at an Imani-tech car. I've talked enough about this. Drop your comments if you've got any questions, and do drop a like if you found it useful. I'm showing you this video because I do like this car. I wouldn't show it you anyway because I don't have time to show you crap cars. So I think it is a decent car. For me, it's worth it. Definitely worth it. So if you like what you see, if you like electrics, it's going to be worth buying. Thanks for watching. Have a great day if you're playing GTA.